Hey, busy crafters, welcome to my channel. Welcome back if you're returning. Today's the day. It is our Just Our Imagination collaboration challenge hosted by Rustic and Lace DIY as well as Kathy Joe DIYs and of course yours truly. So we have some challenge items that we have to craft with, and we're going to start off with our clothespins. So clothespins, you could make a lot of stuff out of them. There is one that I have at the end of the video that is quite popular. I believe it's quite popular. But this one, I don't know if people have done this one. So what we do is we start off by taking the clothespins and we take them apart. But do not throw away the little pieces that hold them together, the little metal pieces. I do have an idea coming up in a future video with those being used. So what we do is we turn them backwards to make it look like a little Persian type thing. And we are going to make a 32 of these. They're going to be pairs, so there'll be 32 altogether. Unfortunately, we do not use all of the 32, but it's better to be having more than not enough. So then we go ahead and we start gluing the edges of them together to make it look kind of like a flower. So I started off with just doing 10, but when I got to the rest of the project, I had to end up using 3 more on each side. So we're going to make 2 of these like little half flower looking ones. And yeah, so what I did is I just used hot glue as well as the Gorilla wood glue. So now what we're going to do is we're going to make a base. So for this little middle piece, I used 5 of just half of a clothespin. So we're going to do this and we're going to continue on using the Gorilla hot glue as well as the Gorilla wood glue. And this thing turned out so cute. It kind of, maybe if I would have painted it a different color, it would have been more of a springy. But my sister says it has like an elegant beach vibe. So we're just going to roll with that one, okay? So the first part is 5 half of the clothespins in the middle. And then these ones are going to be 9. And we're just going to do the same thing that we did for the 5, okay? We're just going to use hot glue and wood glue, and we're going to go ahead and glue them all together. So this is a challenge item. And yeah, there's me measuring it out. Do you guys know what I'm making? Do you know what's going on? Okay. If you do, awesome. If you don't, pretty cool. We're going to go ahead and continue on, and then you will find out at the end of this, not the video, but at the end of this project. So yeah, I'm going to make you watch me glue some more together, just because, we're all having fun here. Okay, so now there's 2 parts that have 9 and then 1 part that has 5. And we're going to glue those together. But the 5 is going to be going, that way. And if you can see, awesome, I really can't. Okay. And we're going to go ahead and glue both sides of them. So 9, 5, 9. And yeah, so here we are. You could probably make the base a little bit smaller too, if that's your preference. So this is where I found out, okay, 10 is not enough. I have to add 3 more. So there's going to be 13 total on the half flower side, And just now saying that, I could have made it a little bit more springy and actually made it a flower. Oh, well, I did this to kind of match my dining room, so that's the only reason why I went with the colors that I went with and the gems that I went with, is because I wanted it to kind of match the box in the dining room. So, here we go. I am going to continue making you watch me glue stuff. That's what mainly this project is gluing stuff. So actually, yeah, so there's 13, and now we're going to go ahead and do that. So now that I did both 13 and 13, 9, 5, and 9, I'm going to go ahead and sand it down because these little clothespins, they can be rough. Now, I did get these clothespins at the Dollar Tree, so here I am doing some more gluing. And once again, we're going to do hot glue and wood glue, and my glue is from Gorilla. So I'm going to go ahead and start putting this together. Do you know what it is yet? Okay. This was a little bit flimsy, so I did go ahead and reinforce it with some more glue. And I kind of had to hold it there because my hot glue gun was done in the highest, highest temperature there is. So with the highest temperature, you do have to hold on to it for just a little bit longer. But I would prefer it at the highest temperature and having to hold on to it for a little bit longer than it cooling down way too fast. So then here we go again with the other side. And we're going to also reinforce it with some extra hot glue. So at this point, if you're not sure of what I'm making, this is actually supposed to be a napkin holder. So yes, we have made a napkin holder out of clothespins. Now, looking at it, the sides kind of look like a flower. I could have painted them to look like a daisy or whatever. I didn't go with that, but here we are. We're gonna reinforce the bottom. Got a little tongue tied there, but we're only human. So I just took some popsicle sticks, crafting sticks or whatever, and then I just put them down at the bottom and reinforced the whole bottom. This thing turned out to be an extremely sturdy clothespin napkin holder. Because it being so wide, you can put your salt and pepper shakers in there. You can go ahead and get a couple of those galvanized tins from the Dollar Tree or Hobby Lobby or whatever, and you can use it as a holder for your silverware. The sky's the limit. This is just the base, and so yeah. So I like a finished look. So what I did is I got some tack paper from the Dollar Tree, and it's black and white roses. And then I just go ahead and just put it down on the bottom so you don't see the clothespins. And then this is where the pearls come in. I'm using both white pearls as well as gray pearls. And the only reason why I went with these colors is because I wanted it to match my dining room. I did in a few videos ago it was the What Would You Do challenge. Or what would you make? Not what would you do. What would you make challenge? And I made a centerpiece that was using these same colors and had the same pearls and everything like that. So that is the only reason why I went with this. I could have went with a little bit more springy, but, I wanted it to match the dining room. Now that I've told you that like 500,000 times, we can move on now. I did get those little, coral colored flowers from Hobby Lobby. I have so many flowers coming out of my ears. It's hard to tell, I have some from my sister and everything. So there's the end product. So let me go ahead and ask you guys, what would you, use this for? Would you use it for a napkin holder, or would you go ahead and use it for something else? If you use it for something else, go ahead and put it in the comments down below. So here's the time where I want to thank every single one of my subscribers. I really appreciate every single one of you guys from the bottom of my heart. So here is the challenge number 2, mouse traps. Now these mouse traps, you thought they were going to be easy, but a lot of my crafting friends out there having to take these apart, we lost feeling in our fingers. And so yeah, just be very, very careful when doing this. With this project, not only am I going to take it apart, but I'm going to partially put it back together. And so here I am struggling, and there's a couple times where I had to walk away because you would think after having to take them apart and they were actually not set, poor mice. That's all I have to say. Sorry, Brenda, but yeah, poor mice. But anyways, so here I am trying to figure out how to take it apart, and I finally, figured it out. So I realized then you have to be smarter than the mousetrap itself. So once I finally realized that, I'm smarter than a mousetrap, then I go ahead and continue on. So I go ahead and sand it down because it had a little bit of rough edges. Now these I also got at Walmart. My Dollar Tree did not have them, and neither did a couple other ones that I went to. So I just got these at Walmart. And they were pretty inexpensive, and they come to a 4-pack, so it wasn't too bad. So I go ahead and I got that springy kind of paper. No pun intended with the springy. But I got that spring paper from a pack that I got from, I'm going to say Michael's, because that's where I get most of my paper was from Michael's. So I got it from Michael's, and I go ahead and just put it down, because you want to keep the 2 loops on the side of the mousetrap. You want to keep that there, so that if you just take your little finger sander and rub where the loops are, you will go ahead and weaken the paper, so that way your paper doesn't tear. So then you go ahead and push it down, and it pops right through after I Mod Podged it. So we're going to glue that paper to that mousetrap. And if you don't know what we're making now, we're making a note holder. So I go ahead and clean up the edges with my handy dandy finger sander. And then later on in the video, I do go ahead and paint around the edges. Now, I would paint around the edges before, you put the paper on, or even before you put the embellishments on. So here I am trying to figure out how to put this mousetrap back together partially. We're only going to use the snap part, not the hook, not anything else, just the little square box in the spring. So that's what we're doing. So here I am trying to figure it out, and yeah. So you're going to watch me struggle for a little bit. So if you don't want to do that, go ahead and get some drink, get some snack, and then you come back, and hopefully I will be done trying to figure this out. So here we go. I got it together and did a small victory dance, but then, we had to get back to the grindstone. So there we are. I put it back together, and I used my little hammer to put the little clippy thing back over the loop-de-loop thing. I know, guys, I know. I don't know what these are talking about. I don't even know what I'm talking about. But we're just going to continue on. Okay. So now I got these flowers. They look like little hydrangeas. They're actually kind of cute. Love hydrangeas. But so does the gophers. And so yeah, my yard is just whatever grows there wild. Pretty much. So I go ahead and I just take a little pink flower, and then I put some baby breaths on either side. And we're going to do this 3 more times. I'm not going to make you watch me struggle with the mouse traps. But there you go. That is the end product for that. But at that point, you can go ahead and put magnets on it, and you can hang on your refrigerator. Or we're going to go ahead and do a step further. Now, I did make the 3 mouse traps. So I grabbed my paint that is in Apple Barrel Cloudless, and I painted a round that I got from Hobby Lobby. And now here I am going to go ahead and place the mouse traps down. And then I found those letters. This craft room is so unorganized that it was by the grace of God, and only by the grace of God, that I was able to find those letters. I have butterflies that I wanted to use for this project, still missing, and so, yeah, I really need to get organized here. Anyways, so now I'm just going to go ahead and glue down the first letter and then the last letter, and then just, fill in between. And I also painted the letters in my Apple Barrel Cameo Pink. And then we're going to go ahead and move on to gluing down the mouse traps. Now what I was going to do is I was going to use more of the clothespins, because I bought 4 packs of 54. So I have clothespins, coming out of my ears as well. And what I was going to do is decorate up a little bit of clothespins, put them off to the side. But I didn't want it to be too busy. But I also didn't want it to be, not, crafty enough. So I was going to put stuff on the bottom, but you figure there's going to be notepads, there's going to be letters hanging from these things, so putting stuff on the bottom. I actually wanted to put those little butterflies that I had in mind, and when I come across to doing it, if I can find them in this disastrous mess of mine, I will go ahead and probably put them on the bottom. That way when notes are not hanging on there, then, there's a little bit more decoration. But then I go ahead and I trim the round with a baby pink ribbon that I got from Hobby Lobby. Last year, December-ish. Well, before December. Yeah, probably December. Yeah. And then I take that same baby pink ribbon that I got from Hobby Lobby, and I go ahead and make a little loop-de-loop, and then I staple it down with my husband's handy-dandy stapler. I should ask for a stapler of my own, you know, because I have a lot of his tools in my craft room. So just don't tell him, okay? You know, a man and his tools, they can get a little real. But anyways, so I go ahead and just staple that down. I put the 2 staples in the back, and then that is a full notepad, and then the other one is just, you know, a cute little piece of paper. And there is the end product with mousetraps. So let me know what you think. I kind of thought that the blue was a little bit too in your face. I'm not sure. What do you guys think? Let me know. It is supposed to be springy. I don't do a lot of springy, you know, stuff. So my colors might be a little off, but please bear with me. I'm getting there. I'm learning. I'm learning, guys. I'm learning. So go ahead and follow me on all my social medias. All of the links to them will be in the description, in the description box below. So here is the last one, spoons. And so we were able to use spoons, any type of spoons, plastic spoons, anything. So I go ahead and try to get a little bit more difficult than I had to. And then I had to use my Dremel tool. First time using my Dremel tool, and it was fun. So now I want to go cut more metal somewhere. But, yeah. I went ahead and cut off all of the heads to the spoons. And so what I'm doing is I'm taking the baker's twine that I got from the Dollar Tree in my yellow and white. I am wrapping the base of the bigger spoon, the tablespoon. I'm wrapping the base of that. When I get to the end, it gets extremely hard. And there was a couple times where the Irish in me was going to come out and I was going to throw it across the room because it just did not want to. And then I burned my fingers. With this video, you would not believe how many times I hot glued my fingers together, or I hot glued gems and beads to my fingers. So, but I made it. I did it, guys. And I'm very, very happy with the outcome. So there's that. And then I go ahead and take the baker's twine that I got from the Dollar Tree, but I'm doing it in the green. I think it's lime green and white. And I'm going to go ahead and wrap the other 4 bases of the teaspoons. And once again, getting to the end, crazy. So I go ahead and wrap them up. So can you tell what we're making? Not an airplane. Nope, we're going to be making a dragonfly. So this is going to be the spoon dragonflies. And, well, dragonfly. I make 1 dragonfly. And then I just go ahead and I made one a little bit shorter than the other. And I think it turned out pretty cool. It turned out cute. And then we're going to go ahead and hot glue the top of it. And I didn't want to see, you know, it being all kind of wonky on the top where the wings are coming to the body. So I just go ahead and get this paper flower, this blue polka dot paper flower that I got for Christmas from my middle son years ago. And then a little blue gem in the middle. And then there is a dragonfly made out of spoons. And then now we're going to go ahead and use the heads of the spoons. What we do is we start off by taking an 80 grit sandpaper for the zip or the finger sander. And I just sand the spoons. And I sand them real good because when you go to paint them, you're not going to be able to keep the paint on without it being sanded. So that's what we're going to do here. And then we're going to go ahead and make sure everything is too, because if there's like a little bit of gloss, paint won't stick. So then I go ahead and take my paint in the brand Pop from Michaels in black, and I paint the big tablespoon in black. And I gave it 3 coats, heating it, or not heating it, well, yeah, kind of heating it. Don't touch it after that. I made the mistake of doing that. So I burnt my fingers. I've glued my fingers to each other, to projects, to beads, and to gems. So I was a mess this time. I guess when your head's not really all there and you have more things to worry about, stuff gets a little crazy here. But I go ahead and paint the 2 teaspoons in my red from Hello Hobby, and it's chalk paint in ruby. So I go ahead and once again I paint 3 coats for each one, and I dry with the heat gun in between. And so now what we're going to do is I take a little sponge brush and I use the back of it and I just put polka dots on it because we're making ladybugs out of spoons. So you could also do bumblebees out of the spoons. So, you know, instead of just leaving it plain black, you can do the stripes across the body and everything like that. And any but like, I mean, if you really wanted to, you can do like, you know, a beetle. But yeah. So now we're just going to go ahead and glue the paint to itself. I actually just sealed it with Mod Podge because I didn't want the paint chipping. So now we're just going to go ahead and put down the wings. And I thought, there's something missing on this bug. Like, it does not look right. And then I realized it ain't got a head. So I took a half bead, painted it black. And, yeah, it looks a lot better now. I'm sorry, guys. So there it goes. It actually looks like a ladybug now, and not like one that should be carried off by ants. But, yeah. So I go ahead and I make 2 of them, and then I just put little flowers on there that I made a long time ago when I was making cards. And then now I just didn't want these just to be laying around for no reason. So this is where we're going to use the clothespins yet again. And I still have more clothespins. So if there's ever another challenge with clothespins, I got myself covered. Because I have 2 more packs, guys, of 54. So, yeah, I just go ahead. I glue down in the middle, and I go ahead and do it all the way. So, yeah, that way, because they were moving. So then I use it, and everything's going really fast now. So I went ahead and painted it in the chalk paint green from Hello Hobby. And then there was Cameo pink from Apple Barrel. And then there was Cloudless from Apple Barrel. As well as Tropic orange from Apple Barrel. And Apple Barrel in Key West. So that is the colors that are going all the way around. I did not realize that I was not filming when I painted it. So yeah. So now I go ahead and got these picks. I got these picks from Dollar Tree last year. Yeah, last spring. And I have the pink daisies and the lilacs and the different color lilacs actually. And then so I just go ahead and, you know, put 5 pink daisies at the top with 2 bushels of the larger lilacs as well as 2 smaller purple lilacs and then a bluish lilac as well. So this is lilac and pink daisies. And it kind of turned out cute. This is kind of springy. And so, yeah, it's very heavy, you know, because the spoons and everything. But, yeah. And then I go ahead and glue it down. And because the spoons are cupped, you have to go ahead and glue down a bead. I don't know what size beads these are. They were given to me by my aunt. So I just go ahead and glue down 2 beads to the spoon part. So that way I didn't like cry when they wouldn't, you know, stick or whatever because they are cupped. So going ahead now, my goodness, guys, I am so sorry. I'm tired and there's been a lot on my mind, but you know, we're going to get through this and we'll be good. We'll be fine. And so I go ahead and put baby's breath under the flower on the dragonfly. And then I go ahead and glue down the ladybugs. Because they were so heavy, because of, you know, 3 spoons being together, I just, you know, tripled up on the hot glue. And it turned out to be amazing. And yeah, it's hanging up now and they're still hanging on. You know, they're doing pretty good. So here comes the final reveal for this one. And then let me know what you think. Let me know what you would do different. If there isn't anything that you would do different, is there anything that I could add to it to make it, you know, I don't know, it's kind of cute, but I like to hear your opinions and your comments. I do reach out, or I do comment back to whoever leaves comments. So go ahead and leave me comments. So go ahead and remember to please, check out the playlist that will be in the description box below. And thank you again to Brenda for having me as a co-host, as well as thank you very much, Kathy Joe. I really appreciate the opportunity. And for everybody who was praying for my mom, I really appreciate it. Things are going slow, but they're going better. And God bless you guys. Thank you so much. Bye.